Okay, so let's talk about why coaching is important. Can we all read this? No? Sabay-sabay, itong quote na to. 1, 2, 3, ready, begin.
One thing that people are
never
never good
at
at is seeing themselves as others see them.
So this is according to Eric Schmidt. This is a former CEO of Google before itong si Intel. No, so, na-realize niya that kahit anong galing mo na tao, you can never be good at seeing yourself as how others see you. Na gano'n, di ba? Lagi kang may blind spot. Lagi kang hindi mo alam ganun ka pala. Whether or not positive or negative, di ba? So, whether ito yung mga mistakes mo or challenges mo, you need that. You need someone to tell that to you. And even your greatness. Di ba? Minsan, we don't believe in ourselves enough. That's why we shortchange our results or our efforts. Magaling pala tayo, hindi lang tayo naniniwala. So, that's the reason why even the top CEOs, the owners, needs a coach. Right? So, yun yung, and ako, I've known this for so long. Kaya nga, I'm always in ears with my leaders. I always like learning from people. Ganon. However, no, 2018, I became the president of Driven. Diba? And then, ngayon, agency manager, diba? So parang the back stops with me. I know that even though ganon, I have to learn from other people or I want other people to coach me. Ganon siya. So, ito yung one of the powerful principles or guides that I'm looking at. So, ganon. Sige. Can you type in the chat box, I need a coach? Need a coach. Yan. Yung mga nandito, yan, you mentioned yun nila. Kasi that's the first realization or embracing nila. Look for someone who will coach you, who will guide you. And I believe naman that people, ito na-realize ko na nga lang din kahapon or over the past week I was being coached, that top performers wants to be coached, wants to be called out, wants to be checked if they're not doing well. If you really want to perform, it's valuable to you na, in quote-unquote, mabigyan ng feedback, mapagsabihan sa Tagalog, di ba? Kailangan natin yun. So yan, thank you. Sige, next. So let's talk about briefly what coaching is. Sige. Coaching is a gentle way of raising awareness on living our life to the fullest. How many of you would want to live your life to the fullest? Type in I in the chat box. I. Yeah. So it's a gentle way. Ang goal talaga natin ma-raise yung awareness na number 1, possible pala, di ba, na ma-live your life to the fullest. Number 2, kaya ko pala. So, di ba ito pala yung big dream ko at gusto ko talaga mangyari. Tapos number 2, I'm capable of doing it. Right? So yun, next. Another thing is it helps clarify what the coachee really wants. I think that's one of the major goals of coaching. Clarity. If you're not clear, yung kilos mo rin sabog. Diba? And a lot of our recruits are like that. Kaya sila hindi nakakapagbigay ng time with AIA because hindi clear na ito yung gusto nila. Na gusto pala talaga nila itong gawin. Diba? Or hindi clear ano yung gusto kong ma-achieve with AIA. Anong madudulot ito sa buhay ko. Hindi siya clear. So I think part of our role is to help them understand that. Magkaroon ng epiphany. No, na clarity. Sige, Zach.
Just to add to that, a lot of people are clear on what they don't want, right? A lot of our advisors can be clear on what they don't want. Ayoko na ganito na yung kita ko. But sometimes people are not clear on what they want. Alam nila yung ayaw nila, pero hindi sila ganun clear sa gusto nila.
Yeah.
And what I love about coaching is it allows the coach to redirect the focus of the coach from, ito yung ayaw mo, okay, so given na yun yung ayaw mo, use it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's another benefit of coaching.
Rinig ba si Zach? Tayo naman si chatbox, so rinig si Zach kasi gusto ko matest kung kaya dahil na sa malayo na siya eh.
Thumbs up ka lang.
Ayan. Kayo, sige nga, let me know in the chat kung naririnig si Zach kasi nagsasalita siya, medyo malayo siya.
I think I believe sa sinasabi niya ni Zach that if you know what you want and you know what you don't want, it would be clearer for you kung anong compromise yung gagawin niyo compromise. Kasi marami gusto yumaman, pero pag may gagawin pa lang, ayaw na gawin. O hindi na din. So, tayo compromise.
Rinig ko pero medyo mahina lang. Sige lang. Ayan. Lakasan niyo ng konti, no? Talagang voice modulation. Para marinig. Ayan. Okay. So tama yun. So our role as coaches is not to, teach everything. Hindi ganun eh. Kasi actually, again, lagi niyo tatandaan, sobrang favorite quote ko kasi personal development. The how-tos were enough. We will all be rich, skinny, and happy. Hindi talaga siya, alam ko yun eh. So hindi ko pwedeng i-shove lahat sa iyo yung skills. Hindi enough. Meron ako may deep why ako eh. Unang-una, kailangan kong hugutin yun from you or from the people. Diba? Number two, ito na yung next level. Kailangan kong maniwala sila. Or the leaders na lang. Kailangan kong maniwala kayong leaders sa inyong sarili nyo that you're capable. Hindi ko kaya ituro yun. Diba? Pwede kong hugutin yun. Diba? Yun yung trabaho ni coach. And a lot of our advisors are also like that. Sige, next. So, what coaching is not? Coaching is not a therapy. Well, hindi yan meeting party lang na iyakan kayo dyan. It's not counseling. Ganon. It's not mentoring, even or nor giving advice. Yun nga, lalo na yung giving advice. Yun yung goal na iwasan natin magbigay ng advice. Kasi ang assumption natin lagi dito, alam niya yung sagot. The answer is within them. The answer is within them. Mas mataas kasi yung buy-in doon. Na siya yung nagsabi, ito yung gusto ko, ito yung gagawin ko. Kesa Red dapat maging UF ka. Karin dapat maging FDRT ka. Parang ganun eh. Diba? Pag sa atin ang galing, okay naman yun yung plant a seed, pero dapat gustuhin niya, ma-excite siya. When we give them advice, hindi ganun ka-power.
Hindi galing sa kanya yun.
Hindi galing sa kanya yun. Diba? Kaya nga in selling, diba? Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin, maganda to sa'yo. Dapat sabihin niya, gusto ko yan.
Kaya nga hindi pwedeng pinagdala mo proposal agad eh.
Oo, yun nga, yun.
Kung bilhin mo 1 million, hindi nga yan ang gusto ko.
Tama. That's why, another thing for me, even if I'm not fully ready in the presentation, I just have myself and my listening power na I'm just there to care for you. I want to know what you need. Makakabenta ako eh. Di ba? Siyempre may skill na rin ako magbenta, may closing skill ako. But what I'm telling you is, na di ba, hindi mo kailangang sobrang galing magsalita para makabenta eh. Kailangan mo makinig. And then, of course, i-fit yung meron ka dun sa need nila. That's actually coaching eh. Di ba? So, sige, next.
Sabi ko nga, mas mayabang ang kausap mo, mas mainam.
Oo, di ba? Oo, kasi kasakyan mo na lang yung gusto niya. Oo. Tama yun.
Yabangan mo pa ba?
Ganon. Okay. Sige, another thing is, coaching focuses on moving forward, not on the problem. Kasi ito yung may experience nyo pag meron kayong kausap, yung mga problema na lang lagi. Right? And that's the reality. Normal naman yun. Pero in coaching, especially if it's a 30-minute session or 1-hour session, you cannot dwell too much on the problem. Manonotice nyo yan. Pag puro problema lang yung binibigay, kumukuha siya ng sympathy, and that's fine. Pero hindi ka makakatulong. Totoo lang, right? So, please type this in. Ito yung number 1 question in coaching. What do you want? Yun lang talaga. Pasimplihin natin. The number 1 question in coaching, at the end of the day, pag ganyan, tapos na magkwento and everything, okay, sige, tapos na yung lahat. What do you want next? Ganon din eh. Babalik ka din dun eh. Ano gusto mo? Kailangan mong sabihin sa kanya. Huliin mo siya doon. Ganon din sa selling ha. Nagkukwento siya, ang dami-dami. Okay, ang goal mo mapalabas, what does he want? And it can be a different strategy na question, di ba? Pero alam mo sa sarili mo, ito lang ang goal ko, kailangan mo malaman ano gusto mo. At kailangan kitang matulungan, ma-clarify ano yung gusto mo. When that happens, magic happens, di ba? Ganun yung nangyayari, dumadali ang conversation. Right? So type in the chat box, what do you want? Can you type in the chat box, what do you want?
What do you want?
Yes, because that's the number one question in coaching. Zach, do you want to add something?
Actually, sinabi mo na perfect.
No, yun. No.
That was very good.
Lahat ng pag umikot-ikot mo ng kwento,
Yeah.
babalik ka dun eh. Kaya sa akin, magkwento ka ng magkwento, sige lang. No, alam ko stories na rin.
Usapang what do you want? Para sa ano bang kailangan?
Oo, hindi need eh. No, what do you want?
Nobody is excited about what they need.
No.
Kung pinag-usapan need, para bang sa ganda yun. Yun na yun. Kumbaga, minimum na yun.
Totoo.
Diba?
Totoo.
Kaya sabi ko, pagka-pausap natin ng kliyente, never talk about what they need. Maski pa sabihin natin, sabi ko hapon namatay ka, 5 million ba? Pinapas pa ang kailangan. Kahit enough in that time, pag enough na, hindi masaya ito enough na. So, ano ba talaga gusto mo? Kaya lahat kong sinasabihan, ano ang gusto mo? O anong kailangan mo? Ang kailangan nasa sobrang busy.
Tama yun. No, so, kaya this is a very powerful question. Kung meron kang gusto tulungan na advice or na recruit and etc., kailangan mo malaintindihan ano yung what do you want? Ano ba yung gusto talaga? The same thing with selling. In this life as well. Pinagkakwentuhan nga namin, di ba? I'm sure lahat kayo na-experience. Mataas ang expenses. Mataas naman yung kita pero mataas yung expenses. Bakit gano'n? Di ba? So I was telling Carla, kasi nga inisip ko gano'n yung mga tao ngayon. Tumaas ang income capacity ng Philippines because of the job and everything. Pero naging normal na rin yung Netflix, yung mga Starbucks and whatever, which is borderline need and want na eh. Sa totoo lang eh. The borderline need and want, example na lang, internet. Diba? Mabubuhay ka naman without internet eh. So technically hindi siya need. Pero diba need na rin naman siya ngayon, ganun eh. So kaya ang dami natin mga kliyente or even mga advisors, tumaki yung income, pero bakit hindi pa rin makabayad ng premium nila or whatever. Or even tayo probably, ako, laki din ang expenses ko, malaki yung income. Kasi there's a borderline need and want eh. No, na nung araw, nung 90s, 80s, mababa ang income ng Philippines as a whole. Pero kaya nabuhay tayo sa payak. Di ba? Ngayon, tumaas ang income kasi dumaming opportunities eh. Daming restaurants, as you can see. Naging normal na siya na kumain sa labas. Na dati naman, hirap-hirap tayo kumain sa labas. Di ba? Dahil tumaas ang purchasing power ng Philippines. Nag-evolve na eh. Ngayon, naging normal na siya. Ito na talaga yung normal. So the challenge is to increase your income. Ganun. Kasi di ba, like, lagi naman namin, review namin yung expenses namin. Ano pwedeng ibawas dyan? Halos wala talaga eh. Alam mo yun? So bakit ka focus sa anong ibabawas? Nakaka-relate si Tracy.
Yes, nasabi ko.
Pag-usapang bawasan, tatalo na kami sa bilan. Hindi ba pwede mag-isip talaga tayo ng pagkakakitaan?
Yun naman talaga eh.
Kasi parang sa mindset is scarcity kapag bawasan.
Tama.
Parang wala ka bang babawas?
Actually, yun ang sinasabi ko, tinawag kong biro. Most of the time, sa pag-share ako. Sino sa inyong, pag sinabihan magtipid, na-excite?
Hindi,
Wala. So sabi ko,
Hindi mo kawawa ka.
kung ayaw magtipid, increase your capacity to spend. Pwede ako ito. Pero ang katawin ko ito, para makuha ko ito. Ito ang gusto ko eh. Kung kailangan ko lang, tipid ako. Kailangan eh.
Yeah. I always do this, that exercise. Like for example, I check the expense. You can do this with your clients, with your coaches. So, check mo yung expenses. Alam mo, you can only reduce so much, like 5,000. Max na yun. Mas madaling kita yung 5,000 additional, di ba? Kaysa sa magbawas ng 5,000. Ako ganun ko lang tinitignan eh. So sabi ko, yun nga. Kaya talagang dapat what do you want?
Mas masaya kitain. Hindi sa madali, ano? Mas masaya kitain.
Ay, panggaling.
Alam mo ito naman.
Naka-encounter ba kayo? Mahirap din sagutin yung what do you want. Kasi may iba talaga sa sobrang dami nilang gusto, they cannot arrive with.
Kaya nga, kailangan naman anong ayaw mong gawin. Ito ang gusto ko. Anong ayaw mong gawin. Doon tayo magkikita sa gitna. Para magpapakatotoo. Realidad din.
Yeah.
Gusto mo 1 million pero ang hakbang mo pang 20,000. Lamang-lamang.
Parang gano'n, di ba? Baka ano nila, ayaw kong kahirapan. Ayun, ganun.
Ayun nga. Then another thing pa,
Gusto mong yumaman, ayoko kayo.
doon naman papasok Tracy yung timeline. And it's actually, that's a very good question. Madali pa ngayon sa sobrang dami nilang gusto eh. Diba? Like for example, when I do goal setting training, diba? Ang example ko dito, marami kang gusto sa cloud. Nandiyan yan sa cloud mo. Marami kang gusto in your mind eh. But you have to write down top 3.
Yeah.
So ano yung top 3 mo? Kunyari this year.
Non-negotiable top 3.
Oh, diba? Na if this year, meron kang i-achieve this year, let's say material things na lang, example lang, or whatever. Ano yung top 3 mo among 100 things that you want? Marami naman talaga tayo gusto eh. Sulat mo yung top 3. Pag nakasulat siya, the commitment is higher. No? So, going back to coaching, ang skill na dapat natin ma-develop is asking the right questions talaga. So, it takes practice. Kasi lagi lang natin kailangan i-narrow down. Pero again, lagi nyo tatandaan, the best question is, what do you want? Kung marami siyang gusto, ano yung gusto mo now? Diba? For example, bigyan tayo ng timeline. Hanggang June, ano gusto mo ma-achieve? O yun muna pag-usapan natin.
Bago ako umalis, last question. Is it possible na parang natanong mo na siya sa top 3 niya, let's say, tapos along the way, pwede ba yun magbago?
Oo naman, walang problema.
I mean, sabi mo, ito top 3 mo by June, di ba? Pero parang, how do you ensure na talagang fulfilling na ito ba talaga gusto mo? Talaga bang ito ba talaga yun?
Sige,
Yun,
yeah.
yun
To
lang.
answer that, you ask the next question, which is, why is this important? So you go deeper on the importance. Why is number 1 important? Why is number 2 important? Why is number 3 important? Kasi pag nalaman na niya, bakit importante sa kanya yun. Again, it's becoming clear on what the person wants, why it's important to them. It deepens the need. Pag malalim na yung need na, okay, ito talaga yung gusto ko. Sometimes just by asking that question, marirealize din ang tao na, hindi pala yun yung gusto ko, ito pala yung gusto ko. So, it's still helping the person find clarity. That's asking that question. Why is that important?
By the way, you cannot, may mga steps ang coaching. You cannot focus on that. You cannot go to the next step without the clarity on what they want.
Clarity.
Sige, you cannot move forward eh. No? You cannot move forward.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Tracy. Hindi mo pwedeng madaliin. Hindi mo pwedeng madaliin na para lang matapos na. Pag ramdam mo, hindi siya clear, kailangan mo talaga siyang tulungan. No? I like the question why, kasi nagkukwento kami ni Sa kahapon. Kapag marami tayong nasa utak talaga eh. And ito yung experience ko sa coaching. Kapag nagtanong ka na at siya mismo nagsalita na, mas nakaklarify talaga dun sa kay coaching yung gusto niya. Actually, as financial advisors, when we just ask the questions and write down what they're saying, di ba? We help them. Yun yung value natin, not even just the selling. Nakaklarify natin ano ba talaga yung gusto niya. Singitan lang natin ng konting sales skill na ito yung meron, no? Para dyan sa gusto mo. Di ba? Pinifit na lang natin eh. O ito yung AI Philippines, masosolve na yung gusto mo.
So in other words, kausap natin, kahit anong sabihin niyo, huwag kang maluluda.
Yeah.
Kasi sometimes hanggang langit ang sabihin niya.
Yeah.
So, kaya i-dig deeper mo.
Bakit ito important sa'yo? Maganda yun. I like the question, why is this important to you? Kasi number 1, it takes off the pressure from you na ano yung sasabihin mo next. Diba? Number 2, it helps you to understand deeper why nga. The more words this person shares, the more you know how to attack. Diba sabi mo, ganito, diba sabi mo, laging ganun lang. Diba sabi mo?
Yes.
Kailangan mo siyang huli, saan ba nahuhuli ang isda? Sa bibig. So kaya laging kailangan sila magsasabi. Tapos sasabihin mo na lang lagi, di ba sabi mo ganito? Sige, Jack.
Di ba sabi mo, yung sinabi ni Tracy kanina na, bigla lang iba yung gusto. Pag clear yung coach, pati yung coach sa why is it important, pwede mong balikan yun eh, na parang, di ba sabi mo last session natin, ito yung gusto mo because this is why it's important to you. Ano nangyari mo?
Yeah.
So doon din mo huli na, oo nga. Sometimes may mga excuse na sinasabi na parang, easy way out. Pero pag binalik mo yung bakit important, then mas ginakaw nga pala, this is why it's important. So it's a reminder din to them. Na ito yung gusto nila, bakit yung gusto nila. So that they can do something about it.
Tama.
But it can also be true na may pagbabago.
Tama.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely. Definitely.
Nag-i-evolve tayo, yung dating important, naging important na ibig sabihin, bago na kasi mga salta na kailangan sa buhay.
Yeah.
Katulad ng pinag-usapan natin Netflix. Hindi naman importante nung araw ngayon, naging importante na. Pati internet, di ba?
Yeah.
Na-import sa buhay mo yun.
Tama.
That's why one session is not enough.
Yeah.
Kaya nga, even as financial advisors, we do policy review, di ba?
Nasa planning sa life group.
Oh, isa lang. Ganun talaga. So, ganun din dito sa recruitment, no, sa developing our people, di ba? Kailangan talaga we build constant relationship with them. Either one-on-one, one-on-one. Especially one-on-one. Yung mga key people natin, we really have to one-on-one. Ako mismo sa inyo mga leaders, I really want to do one-on-one more. Kasi it helps. It helps me help you. Sometimes pag big group, nanguhula lang ako eh. Di ba? Parang shotgun approach eh. Hopefully this works to everyone. Ganun eh. So, generic eh. So, I realize talaga na that's my value to you eh. I have to talk to you on a regular basis and konting tweak lang eh. No, konting realization lang. Ganun. So, sige, next. Okay, sige. Diyan muna. So, this framework, I want you to look at this really well because this is one of my favorite frameworks of coaching. Actually, in selling as a general. This small man here, we call this a small I. So tingin ko rito, maliit lang akong tao. The goal of coaching is next, to paint the picture, ano ba talaga yung gusto niyang maging? Which is the big I, the big person, no, the living life to the fullest. Diba? For example, coaching this person, ano bang gusto niyang ma-achieve this year? MDRT ba? COT ba? Unit manager ba? Ganyan, di ba? And then, anong itsura nun? And would you agree that for you to achieve bigger things, you need to be a bigger person? Di ba? So, yun eh.
Connected din siguro dun sa lagi natin nababasa na if you are given a chance to talk to a young you, what do you say?
Yeah, tama. So, ito yung advice mo doon. Ganun. So, yun eh. This is the bigger you. And ang exciting dito, that the coaching, yung kausap mo, has grown. Yun yung pakita mo sa kanya, hindi lang na na-achieve niya yung goal niya. But the bigger person, nag-grow siya to achieve that goal. For example, when you start to earn 6 figures a month, you can never not earn 6 figures a month. Alam niyo ba yun? Nagkakwento kami ni Zach. Di ba parang, before parang hirap niya. Pag nasanay ka na doon, parang imposible nang, kahit ilipat mo ko ng ibang industry. Diba? Kahit tanggalin mo ko sa AIA, sa 30 days ko, at 24 hours ko in a day, ang dami ko pwedeng gawin. Alam mo yun? So, it's not because dahil lang sa AIA. It's because nag-grow ako as a person. Right? So, yun ang goal mo eh, na ipakita sa kanya na mag-grow siya. It will be exciting. And next, nakita mo rin that your job is to hold the hand of the person from point A to point B. So, ganito lang yung goal. Pagkausap mo si coachee, si client, si recruit, what do you want? Diba? Yun muna yung first step eh. Ito ka ngayon eh. What do you want? Diba? Gusto mo lang tanongin eh, saan ka ba mapunta? Ano bang gusto mong ma-achieve? Right? What do you want? Yun lang talaga yung goal eh. Kailangan mong ipa-paint yung picture, guys, na exciting. Right? Please type the exclamation point for exciting. Dapat exciting. Sige, Zach.
To add to that, all of us here are achievers. We've achieved a lot in our lives. And notice natin, when we achieve something outside of us, that happiness and fulfillment only lasts a very short time.
Yeah.
We got an MDRT. Na-achieve natin. Masaya tayo for like maybe 2 weeks. After that, right? What I love about coaching is we're focusing on who the person is becoming. Because the reality is, mas fulfilling kung sino tayo nagiging when we're reaching our achievements. Right? So on the surface, we may be helping our coaches reach a certain achievement outside of themselves, but in reality, ang magiging fulfilling sa kanila is the person that they become na kaya nila ito ulit-ulitin because lumaki na sila. Right? And that's what we're offering dito sa coaching.
Yeah, tama yun. So, going back dun sa the capacity of the team will be greatly dependent on the capacity of you. So, kung nag-grow ka rin as a leader, yung team mo definitely, yung dami mo recruits, yung team mo na mag-i-stay will be dependent on your growth. Even with the blessings, with the income na darating, yung kaya mong i-handle the challenges and the problem kasi normal na sa'yo yun. Diba? Example, Hi, Jerica. Yan. So, example, going, paano ba to? Let's say, attending mentoring Mondays. Di ba? For example, gano'n. When it becomes part of you, madali na siya sa'yo. Kasi nandun ka every Monday eh. It's who you become already. Attending leaders meeting every Thursday or always being on time, for example. Mahirap ka ng, o hindi na mahirap sa'yo maling, hindi na mahirap sa'yo maging on time. Kasi it's already part of you. For some people, parang struggle pa yun, di ba? So yun yung goal natin, mag-grow natin yung person na yun to be a bigger person. Para hindi kanya laging kailangan. Yun yung another goal, ah. Diba, hindi pwedeng ikaw lagi ka natutunan forever. May ibang tao pa na kailangan mong i-grow. Ganon. So yun. So, or may next level pa na pwede siyang i-grow. So that's the purpose of coaching. Right? This illustration is one of my favorite illustrations. Even when you're selling something, may sell ka na AIA Philippines. Gusto mong maka-recruit. No? So, kailangan mo ipakita that with AIA, ito yung mangyayari. May excite siya. Ito yung mga makukuha niya, ito yung magiging siya. And there will be people who will join us, not because of the income, you know that. Diba? But because of character development, professional development. Diba? Yun eh. Like ako, one of the biggest growth that I've gained from this industry is being able to learn how to relate with people. Before sa property, transactional lang ako eh. Diba? Hindi ko naging kaibigan yung mga clients ko. Kasi pag nag-reserve yan, pwede ko na siyang pabayaan eh. Kasi yung developer na bahala sa kanya. Parang gano'n. Hanap ulit ako ng next. Yun. So, dito, talagang kailangan kong alagaan. Diba? Para magbigay din ng referral, etc. So, I know that I've grown in that part. Aside from ngayon, yung mga tao din, diba? Mga advisors, kailangan i-grow, etc. Sige, next. Ayan. So, pag-usapan din natin ngayon what is coaching. So, ito, kinuha ko to from our training sa performance coaching. Madadaanan nyo rin yung pag nag-take kayo ng gano'n sa AIA. Differentiate lang. Ano si mentoring, si counseling, si consulting, and si coaching. Okay? Para lang din makita natin ano ba talaga si coaching. Burahin ko lang, tanggalin ko lang muna yung chat. Wait lang.
Ito naman nila. Pero
yeah, for us lang. For us lang.
Send mo lang.
Ayan. Sige. Si mentoring, nag-teach ka based on your own experience. So, kung ito yung MDRT ka or premier advisor ka, nag-train ka ng bagong advisor, paano mag-benta? Important din yun. Okay? Yun si mentoring. Nagawa mo na before, tuturo mo kung paano siya gawin. Okay? So yun, telling, explaining the tendency to rely on own experience. Pag nagko-coach ka, hindi dapat gano'n. So hindi ka dapat nagsasabi kung paano gagawin. Okay ba yun? So kapag coaching session siya. Si counseling, hindi lang ito ginagawa because it requires a license. Ito yung kapag may issue in the past. No, some of the life coaching, they do this kung sobrang expert na. No, so ito nga, kapag ang issue is in the past, problema sa family and everything, of course we listen, but we will not solve it. Right? We will not fix anything that is broken. So I don't expect it from you.
Kailangan siguro ng lisensya yan.
Yun nga, requires a license. Kailangan talaga. Pag counselor ka, yun. So,
Abogado is a counselor. Kaya counselor.
Ganon. So,
Legal counselor.
ayun. So,
Oh my.
tandaan nyo lang yun. Pag ang issue niya is more on lalo na sa family and everything, especially if you're not an expert or you don't have a license, don't do it. Right? So, hindi natin trabaho yun. Consulting naman, ito naman yung may problem na kailangan i-fix. Usually, ito nga yung mga consultant. So, punta ka sa company, may problema sila, you provide the solution. Diba? So, pag nagbebenta ka, sometimes consultant ka. Kasi tinitingnan mo, kunyari sa retirement plan, kay Otelo, diba? Sa business insurance, tinitingnan mo problema nila, kailangan nila ng retirement plan for their employees kasi kung hindi, lagot sila sa batas. Pag-provide ka ng solution. That's how you sell. That's consulting, right? So tayo, especially in a one-on-one setup with an advisor or with a recruit, either mentoring or coaching. So kailangan lang makita yung difference ng coaching sa mentoring. Si coaching, Yun nga, moving you from the current state to the desired future state. Diba? Anong gusto mong maarating? What do you want? Yun lang talaga yung question. Lagi mong tandaan, pag meron kang gustong tulungan na advisor, confused, na client, na recruit, ano bang gusto mo? Kailangan mong maklarify ito. Diba? Ano yung gusto mong ma-achieve? Bigyan mo ng timeline para mas clear. I like having timelines. Diba? O, hanggang June. If there's one thing na pinaka magpapasaya sa'yo or tingin mo magbibigay ng most impact to your business, ano yun? Diba? Pwedeng ganun eh. So, doon ka magpa-practice ano yung mga questions. Maybe you can write down the questions. As you practice this, you become better. Okay, ito yung maganda. Even if you're not an MDRT, you can coach people to be an MDRT. Okay? So, it removes the pressure from you na, hindi kasi ako mayaman, hindi kasi ako VIP. Paano ako sa VIP? Di ba? Ganun yun eh. Right? Hindi, di ba?
Ano questionable if you're not MDR, but ikaw coach mo?
Yes. Kasi hindi nga siya mentoring. Mentor yun. Sa mentor, you teach your experience sa paano gagawin. Si coaching, you don't necessarily need to be an MDR. In fact, minsan nga, mas maganda pa na wala kang alam dun sa ano niya eh.
Field niya.
Sa field niya eh. Minsan. Kasi ito pa, the answers is not with you. Yun yung kailangan mo tandaan in coaching. The answers is with the coachee, with the advisor in this case. Alam niya yan. Huwag mong bilhin yung BS na hindi niya alam.
Yung si Coach Chot Reyes, di naman pastor player na magaling.
Oo. Di ba ganun eh? Phil Jackson, di ba? Si Eric
Pero
Spolstra
dapat
na.
parang may ano ka, may credibility ka.
Boy Flores.
Ito,
Never na yet.
as a coach, you don't need to be content expert. You are the expert on the coaching process.
Yeah.
So asking the right questions, that's where your expertise
Yes.
when you are coaching. So when you know what questions to ask, the person will start to realize, ito pala yung pwede kong gawin. Ito pala yung kailangan ko pang gawin. So those solutions will be coming from them based on kung ano yung feeling nila yung kulang or kung ano yung gumana that they can continue to do.
I like that. So expert ka din. Kasi yun yung minamaster mo eh. Oh, the right questions eh. That's why we tell the financial advisors, kahit rookie ka, di ba for example, we have advisors na may utang pa rin. Di ba? Sometimes even tayo, we have like mortgage and everything, di ba? Our life is not perfect. Financial life even. What gives you the right to be a financial advisor? Minsan, yun ang fear eh. Di ba? So, para ma-coach din natin yung, ma-mentor din natin yung mga rookies natin, it's not about that kasi. Kaya hindi sila nakakabenta, yun yung ano eh, parang may imposter syndrome. Hindi ganun.
Hindi sabihin, kung mas magaling ka, bakit mas mayaman ako sa'yo? May ganun.
Yeah,
Oo.
may ganung thinking.
May ganun thinking. Kaya nga kailangan, pag-handle mo yan, medyo cool ka lang. In fact, may instance na sabi ko, kaya nga, lumalapit ka sa doktor, di ba? Don't expect na kausap ng doktor. Meron kang bukas wala na. Di ba? But, alam nila ang mga kagamot sa'yo.
Ang ganda nun, ang ganda nun, ang ganda na naman nun.
Ako kasi may thinking
Ang
ako,
ganda sa
like, for
dulo.
example, dentist. No? Expected ko sa dentist maganda ang ipin. Kasi dentist eh.
Yeah, tama.
Pero bakit yun? Di ba nang iniisip ko gano'n?
Sometimes, pwedeng frustration nila yan. Hindi ko nagawa sa sarili ko.
Yes, oo.
That's not the end of it. Kaya, yun ang ginagamit kong pangunta dyan. Sabi ko, don't expect to go to the doctor and expect mo siya ay super doctor.
Kasi iba palisok.
Pero ang sigurado ko, alam niya ang para sa akin.
Kasi imagine, parang coach mo ako, hindi ka nga nag-MDRT, never experienced that. For me, yun lang yung thinking ko na parang.
Di ba? So, kaya nga, pag naiintindihan natin ngayon, na yun pala si coach, you don't need to be like the Michael Jordan to coach another Michael Jordan. Hindi ganun eh. Di ba?
May people na naisip, lalo lang, moving you from one current state to your desired.
Yes.
That's the reason why coach, as a boss, is coach. Is called a coach.
Oo nga, no? Yung bus, no? Ano?
Grabe yun.
Nahuli mo ba yun?
Naisip mo yun.
Coach,
Tagal
mo yan.
Grabe yun, bro.
Ano
Napaisip ako doon na coach na tawag sa
Pero ano, like even yung gondola sa ano sa mga ano to yung ano tayo dun yung nakabili. Oo, coach din na tawag sa
Yeah.
di ba?
So, ang desire is coming from you, gusto mo pumunta ng Baguio, sa kaya sa coach nila.
Oo nga, no?
Madalas yun.
Di ba? Pasok. So it's related to that. Right? So that's coaching. Ganun ka powerful. So it takes off the pressure from you. VIP client yan, mas mayaman yan sa akin. Di ba? Iba eh. Kasi dito, ano bang gusto mo? Pwede kita matulungan. Yun lang yung, balikan niyo yung drawing, yun lang talaga siya eh. Kailangan mo ipakita, gusto niya yon, excited siya doon, sige, guide kita doon. Hindi ko sasabihin, ginawa ko na rin yan. Iba eh. Kasi kung ganun, you're only limited to so much. Doon lang sa field mo. Diba? Kailangan mo munang gawin. Matagal yun eh. Kailangan mo munang gawin before kita matulungan. Iba, mentoring yun. Important din yun. So here, no, opportunities to explore where the coach wants to grow from here. Oh, di ba? Yun nga. May problema. Ang dami sinasabi, di ba? Ang daming kwento. Pakinggan mo, okay, sige, let's give it, etc. Given that, what do you want now? Diba? By December, ano yung perfect picture na magpapasaya sa'yo? Will make you happy. Parang gano'n, diba? So, kailangan mong i-settle down the noise pag-coach ka. Tapos, okay, balik ka sa what do you want. Hindi clear eh. Kaya marami sinasabi, hindi clear eh. Yun lang yun eh. So, kaya nga, balikan natin yung slide ko kanina. Ang talagang goal talaga dito is awareness of what they really want. Yun lang. Pag naging clear yan, 50% na talaga.
Dapat clear. Question.
Hindi talaga.
So, it will require practice. In our sessions, kung may time ngayon, pwede, if not in the future, pag ganitong coaching session natin, we will have partners. Practice talaga tayo. Kasi in every time, meron kang gusto mo achieve in your business. So, pwede kang i-coach nung whoever partner mo. Yun yung gagawin natin. That's why I hope you're here sa office. Kasi mas madali namin kayong mag-guide.
Parang theoretical thinking is coaching is training, nakaka-train. Kasi iba pala yung thinking ko na parang hindi naman ito yung gagawa ng solusyon.
Ay, oo.
Yun yung dating thinking. Parang
Maubusan ka. Ito pa pala. Kapag ikaw yung nagbigay ng solution based on your own experience, maaaring madali sa'yo, mahirap sa kanya. Pero pag siya yung nagsabi na ito muna yung gagawin ko, kahit sobrang basic na, ang goal mo lang is mapamove siya eh. Advancement in relation to the infinite game natin, the last training. Diba? Pag nag-advance siya, gumalaw yan eh. Mag-feel niyang empowered siya. So si coach mo, gumaling. Hindi ikaw ang bida. It builds awareness, anong gusto niya. And then next step, responsibility, anong gagawin mo next. Diba? Kasi yun eh. Okay, pag na-clarify mo na ano yung gusto niya, the next step would be, sige, ano yung willing mong gawin? Kasi hindi pwedeng ikaw. Sige, ito gawin mo. Tumawag ka, mag-set ka ng appointment. Di ba? Hindi. Tanungin mo siya, ano yung tingin mo kailangan mong gawin para makabenta ka this month? Siguro dapat tumawag ako ng ganito, ganyan. Siya magbibigay ng options eh. Sige, ano gagawin mo starting today? Siya nagsabi, mas powerful yun. Yun ang goal natin. Kaya nga hindi binabawasan ko yung group training. Kasi yung group training, it's telling. Diba? Okay yun. Gusto ko siyang bawasan. I want to do more of one-on-ones. Kahit 30 minutes, 1 hour. No? Kasi mag-training ako ng 100, konti lang nag-act. Kesa mag-one-on-one ako ng 10, lahat nag-act. Baka mas powerful pa yun. Diba? So, ganun ko rin gustong nyong gawin or tignan to sa mga tao. Each person is important. May isang kumilos siya at mabago yung resulta niya at buhay niya. Your team will be better. Kesa maramihan ka agad tapos hindi naman din magre-respond. So pag nagpapamiting ka, isa lang dumating, dalawa lang, it's fine. It's fine. Kasi you can make better impact to these people na nandiyan siya. Right? So ganun siya ka-powerful. Sige, next. Sige.
Sa previous slide, it said, builds awareness.
Sige, balik natin.
So awareness and responsibility. And the reality is, once mas aware na ang tao regarding their situation, they can make a new choice.
Yeah.
That will create different results. Di ba nasa affirmation natin yan sa Starbright affirmation? With new choices, we create a better future for us. Right? With
Yeah.
better choices. And people can only make choices based on their level of awareness kung nasan sila. So pag mas aware sila, they can make a new choice. They can make a better choice.
So ARC kasi talaga, awareness, responsibility, and choice. Right? So, yun yung maganda. And then change happens. ABC naman yung rule na yun. Awareness brings change. So, kapag mas aware siya, doon na magkakaroon ng change. And usually, we make them aware when we're giving feedback or asking questions. Right? So, sige, last slide ko before I give this to Zach. In coaching, lagi niyo tatandaan, the coach is the superstar. Hindi ikaw the coach. Nasa iyo lahat ng sagot. Yun yung problem eh. Di ba? Hero ball yan, tawag nga sa basketball. Hindi pwedeng ikaw lahat eh.
Bakaw ball, bakaw.
Di ba? Oo, bakaw, gano'n. So hindi pwedeng, hindi kailangang ikaw ang magaling. Gano'n. You just need, kailangan mo maniwala magaling siya. Yun yung first step naman sa'yo as a coach. Kailangan mo maniwala, magaling to eh. Meron pang may natatagong skill. Ang problema, hindi siya naniniwala sa sarili niya. Number one. Number two, hindi niya alam kung ano gusto niya. Yun lang eh. Yun lang. Number three, wala lang siya accountability. Yun yung next. If yata nasama sa slide ko. Yun yung final part of coaching. You will hold these people accountable. We'll talk more about that later. Sige, I'll give the floor to Zach. You'll just use that to share.
Yeah, this one.
Okay. Gawin kitang ano, di ba?
Yeah.
Gawin kitang co-host.
All right, let's give DJ a big round of applause. So, before we move forward, no, do you guys like the idea of coaching? Yes.
Yeah.
So, I want to ask you guys. So, those in Zoom, please type in the chat box what you're learning so far based on what DJ shared. No? So, please type in the chat box, and maybe I'd like to get a couple, maybe 2 people to share. Ano yung natutunan nyo about coaching? Ano yung realizations nyo about coaching as a leader? Anyone?
See,
Asking the questions of what do you want? That's the ultimate question. What do you want?
Yes, the ultimate question. What do you want? So when in doubt, go back to, okay, given that, what do you want? Right? Because the reality is when we are clear on what we want, tayo na yung nakaka-figure out kung paano makadating doon. Right? Clarity is 90% of reaching goals. Right? A lot of people get stuck because hindi sila clear on what they want. Gusto nila to, gusto nila yan, ayaw nila to. But once clear ang tao, ito lang ang titingnan ko, ito lang ang gusto ko, mas madaling maglakad going there. Kasi walang confusion. And as a coach, that's the role. Help them find clarity.
may mga sagot sa chat. Basahin ko lang
Yes,
siya.
go ahead, please.
Sabi ni Ms. Nina, a coach needs to be trained for him to do it right with the coaching.
Yes.
So that's why we're doing it on a regular basis. Gagawin natin siya. Number two, coaching is a skill that can be developed and honed through practice. So yun yung mga biggest learning niya rin. Sabi ni Argel, I don't have to have the answers.
Yeah.
Di ba? Yun nga mas maganda, hindi mo nga alam eh. Para tanong ka lang ng tanong. Oo.
Hindi ko sila ang sasagot because pag sila ang sumagot, na-draw from them, talagang mas makatas para sa
May ownership. Yeah. Oh, next, very different ang mentoring, consulting, coaching. Medyo blurred siya for me before this. Yeah. So ngayon mas naging clear na. I'm glad with that, JC. Sige, Zach.
Nice. So that's the value of coaching. And just to drill it down even further, I'm gonna share something that maybe you guys have already seen before, no? But it's something that really highlights the importance of a coach. And this is called the Johari window. How many of you have heard the Johari window before? Ayan, so madami. Great. So it's just a reminder, no, kung ano ba tong Johari window na to. So once again, in Johari window, we have our 4 panels, right? The first panel is what is known by me, what is known by others. The second panel is unknown by me, pero alam ng iba about myself. Okay? Third is unknown by others, pero alam ko about myself. Right? And then the last is unknown by me, unknown by others. So let's hit this a bit. So yung first quadrant or yung left quadrant, yan yung what we share to others, right? The more we share to others, the more people know about us, the more people trust us also, right? Because they will also be open to sharing. The second is hidden, what we hide from others. Now, it's very, very normal that there are certain parts of our lives we don't want to share to other people. Sa atin lang yun, and that's completely okay, right? But there are some na yung tinatago pala is what will make them reach their next level. And as a coach, matutulungan mo sila by helping them share that because yun pala yung magiging point of growth nila.
Secret.
No, secret na skill. Ganon.
Oo. Yung mga ayaw, I'll give you an example of one thing that I used to hide to others. Insecure ako about being a leader before. But once I shared that to my coach, he made me realize, ay, kaya ko pala maging leader. Once I was able to disclose that to another person, nakatulong sila sa akin. Right? So that's an example of something that we hide. Sometimes we hide our insecurities, our challenges, and that's normal, right? But sometimes because we hide it, we get stuck. We don't know how to move forward.
Add ko lang.
Yes.
Another sa hidden window or sa hidden window is yung what we want. Yung nasa isip lang natin, we don't talk about it kasi natatakot tayo sa commitment din.
Yeah.
Di ba? Na para kasi daw when we talk about it, when we declare, parang nakakahiya na pag hindi ko na-achieve, di ba? Oo, ganun. Pero if you don't share it, you don't tap, hindi mo na tatap yung potential mo eh. Ganun. So yun. Sige, go, Zach.
Nice. So yun yung sa hidden, no? Dun sa unknown by me, this is what we call our blind spot. So ito yung what others know about us, pero hindi natin alam about ourselves. No? Blind spot natin yan. As an example, kunyari, may taong pumasok sa room. Naamoy niyo lahat yung hininga niya. Hindi pala nag-toothbrush. Hindi niya alam yun. Mabaho pala hininga niya. But other people know that about them. The only way that that person can change that behavior is pag may nagsabi sa kanya, ay bro, medyo mabaho yung hininga mo, makalang po. Right? Parang sampal ng reality.
Ay, mo naman yung pagpasok sa room, sobrang bango niya.
Pwede rin.
Hindi niya alam yun.
Hindi niya alam yun. Diba? Pag sinabihan mo, masaya na. Diba?
Kasi because this is both positive and negative din.
Exactly.
Minsan may galing yung tao, hindi niya alam.
Exactly.
They look down on themselves. Kailangan mo rin yung sabihin as a coach or even as a leader or even just as a person, di ba? When we give feedback, Zach, ang galing mong magsalita, ganyan, this is your strength. Ganon, I like the way you're doing this, nakaka-inspire yung mga pinopost mo. He will do more of that kasi, di ba, nabigyan siya ng feedback, hindi niya alam nag-work pala. Ganon. So, very important.
So yun, a coach's role is also to help uncover blind spots. No? And then the last is unknown. Ito yung tinatawag natin na, ito yung God-given potential natin. Binigay ni Lord sa atin. Si Lord lang may alam niya. Itong unknown portion na to. What others don't know about us and what we don't know about ourselves. Give you an example. For me, I didn't know that I could be a good leader. I didn't know I could be a good speaker. But because I disclosed, self-disclosure, nag-share ako for the first time in front of a crowd. Nagustuhan ko siya. I got feedback. Uy, medyo okay to, but this is something you can work on ba? I started to develop myself as a speaker, as a leader. And therefore, ngayon, I can stand here in confidence and share my thoughts and what's on my mind. And I didn't know that about myself. Other people didn't know that about myself. But it came from, number one, self-disclosure. Pinalaki ko to, or pinaliit ko tong hidden. Pinalaki ko tong open. Tapos pinalaki ko to. Tinanggal ko yung blind spot ko because I got feedback from other people. So a coach's role is to help the person uncover their potential. So ganun din yung itsura niyan. No? Sometimes, maliit ang pinapakita natin sa ibang tao. Right? Shy person tayo. Belief system lang. Shy person tayo. Hindi tayo nag-share about ourselves. At the same time, we don't get feedback. Hindi tayo sinasabihan ng ibang tao about ourselves. Right? And so, malaki yung potential. Malaki yung
Okay.
Yan yung underachieving.
Yan yung
Sa industry natin, just to give my observation. Yung papasok sa industry natin na sa labas, hindi talaga genuinely pro people. Yung sabihin natin, hindi ganun kabait.
Yeah.
Diba? Dito, mapakita niyan medyo mabait. Pero eventually, hindi niya masusustain yan kasi lalaki yung unknown na yan. Lalabas at lalabas. Is not going to sustainable sa
business natin.
You have to laging fake yung ano.
Actually, parang artista.
I mean, pagka talagang hindi tayo sa nagbabait-baitan, pero genuinely yung personality mo. Kung sa labas ng industry natin talaga namang suplada ka, talagang hindi ka pala tao. Ngayon, magpaparasa ka makipag-converse sa tao, ano ka sustain na?
Yes,
Yeah.
lahat.
Pwede na nating matulungan yon.
Yun.
Pero-
Kailangan dito na, kaya nga, maganda pinag-aralan natin
Oo.
kung paano natin may squeeze properly.
Yeah.
Natural.
Tama yun.
Thank you, bro, for sharing that. So the goal is, as a coach, is to help the person
Share more.
share more, self-disclosure. Kasi sometimes when the coach shares about themselves, about what they want, sila mismo may na-realize. Have you ever experienced that before? Na parang pag nandito lang siya sa ulo mo, yung thoughts, parang nandito lang siya. Pero pag sinabi mo siya, meron kang additional na na-realize sa sarili.
Yes.
Have you ever experienced that?
Yes.
Exactly. So that's the goal of the coach, to help the person have self-disclosure.
Kaya siya dapat yung nagsasalita. Most of the time.
So just like selling, diba? The best salesman in the world, 80% nakikinig lang. 20% nagsasalita. Right? Because dapat most of the words are spoken by the client. Right? Same thing with coaching. Okay? And then the goal is to help the person uncover blind spots by giving feedback. Just as I said earlier. Because pag nagawa yun, ang mangyayari is, to uncover our blind spots, we must receive feedback from people that have our best interests at heart. Right? And so as a coach, ganun dapat yung intention, to have the best interest for the person that you are coaching. So that's the Johari window in essence, no? The goal is palakihin itong open portion. Right?
Yeah.
Because the more open the person is, the more they know about themselves, they can make better choices and they can achieve the goals that they want for themselves. So, yeah, that's basically the Johari window. Just like to ask, what are you learning so far dito sa Johari window in relation to coaching? For those that are in Zoom, maybe you can type in the chat box and then we will hear from you. Anyone here in the live wants to share? Yung na-realize natin about Johari windows and coaching. Othello and then Red. Yes.
Sa akin yan, yung mas really kailangan mong palitin yung blind spots mo. So, you have to increase, you have to really open up for the coaching to be effective para makita ng coach, both of them, to see your inner strength. Kailangan talaga, you have to open up, you have to kailangan palabasin yung unknown. That's always what I get when we talk about the Johari window.
Yeah.
That's it.
Nice. Thank you, Othello. Red?
Yeah, adding lang sa sinabi ni Ethel.
Lakas mo na konti.
Adding to sa sinabi ni Ethel, of course, aside from, coaching will help us expand our Johari window so that you will be able to tap our full potential. As Zach was sharing, kasi I remember another seminar that I attended. It will also make us full naman. I mean, it will help us drop masks. Sabi ni kanina, artista tayo, sabi ni Bro Rohel na nagpapanggap or yung first person, ilalabas sila ng by being able to expand our Johari window to lessen pa yung unknown by both us and others. It will also help us to drop masks na pagiging artista. And if we are living in a way na authentic, it not only translates to us being, hindi nakakapagod yun kasi lahat ng pupuntahan mo, yun kay.
Yeah.
So that's less energy consumption for us to hide things.
Yeah.
And that allows us to have more energy to actually be more productive.
I like that. Ganda nun.
Kasi wala ka ng pretensions.
Yeah.
Kailangan, wala, hindi totoo.
Yeah. Di ba
Effort is for growth na.
marami tayong advisors na ganun eh. Yung nga, yung secret agent.
Yeah.
Di ba? Nag-advisor pero hindi rin naman advisor talaga. Ang laki ng hide window niya eh.
Hide visor sila, hide visor.
Hide visors. Sabi nga ni Arjel, yung hide window, yung hidden, pwede din positive, not just negative,
Yes,
di ba?
definitely.
So, di ba positive naman ang pagiging advisor? Pero akala natin negative, that's why we're hiding it. Ganon. So, constantly allowing the di ba? Okay, kailangan niya i-open yun, but also giving the feedback from the coach na you're doing well. Di ba? Pag GNFW natin, bigyan din natin sila ng feedback, ano yung maganda. That's really the development of people. Actually, yun ang trabaho natin as leaders. To really develop people to grow, to become from the small I to the big I, the small man to the big man, di ba? Yun yung goal matulungan natin silang maging ganun para eventually they become the superstars talaga that they are meant to be.
To add to what everyone is saying, maganda yung sinabi ni Red on smoke screens and masks. Because some people have the mask na hindi ako magaling or hindi ko kaya yan. That's a smoke screen that they put out. Maybe they believe in it already. And your role as the coach is to help them realize na kaya mo yan. That this is something that you are capable. Because that's the reality. People just kind of hide behind their masks. Right? So the goal of the coach is to help uncover those. And I want to add on the blind spot. How do we help? I'll give you guys already an actionable framework of questions that you can start asking your advisors and the people that you work with. No?
Sige.
So
Pero
this is,
may tanong si JC, hindi ko alam kung
yes.
hindi dapat dito muna. No?
go, go, go.
Sabi niya, how does this relate to imposter syndrome? Sabi ko kay JC, please clarify what does this mean? What does he mean further?
Yeah, JC.
Yun nga, what do you mean in context? Sige nga, sige, go.
Actually, sinagot ni Zach just now na rin yung role yung basically role ng coach in all of this. Kasi there will be people talaga na high achievers but they don't know about it, di ba? Or they, paano ba? Parang they keep to themselves. So, how do we go about these people? Kasi ako, personally, sometimes I also feel that way na people tell me na, oy, ang galing mo dito, but I don't see it. So, I think, hindi kasi ako naka-experience na somebody coached me about it or like, kumbaga, paano ba, inano yung potential ko or what. So, paano natin to gagawin to our advisors na tingin natin magaling, but then they don't really believe in themselves?
Sige, go.
Do you have any?
Meron din akong sagot Ako muna? Sige. Ang sagot ko doon, kasi they need evidence and proof na magaling sila.
Yes.
Yun Hindi mo naman pwedeng sabihin lang din, di ba, na magaling ka, ganyan. So, one of those things would be in performance coaching or in coaching talaga in general, and we will share with you the process, the general process of coaching. Di ba, nasa kanila yung sagot, JC. Kunyari ikaw yung coaching ko, alam ko nasa yung sagot. So first, I will ask you what do you want, ganon. Then number 2, sige, kunyari alam mo na kung ano yung gusto mo. I will ask, sige, ano yung mga pwede mong gawin? Ikaw rin magbibigay nun. After that, sasabihin ko, sige, ano yung willing mong, what do you commit to doing starting today? Di ba? Or kunyari for the next 2 weeks, mag-usap tayo ulit 2 weeks from now. After that, JC, 2 weeks from now, you will do something. You will be able to do something. Mayroon kang ilang hindi magagawa, mayroon kang magagawa. I will catch on what you did well. So it will give you an evidence na magaling ka nga.
Yeah.
So yun yung way ko to help you realize and embrace na magaling ka nga, JC. Ikaw, Zach.
For me, to add to that, to add to what TJ mentioned, imposter syndrome comes from I have certain results in my life that are good, but I don't believe that deserve ko yan. I don't believe I'm the person that created those results. Kaya siya imposter syndrome. Parang yung resulta natin externally does not match with our internal identity.
Feeling, yeah.
Yes. And so, tama yung sinabi ni DJ na it's gathering evidence that you are that person. So this is something that I can share about in the future, no? But it's something that I'm developing myself, which is identity-based coaching. Identity-based coaching is coaching on the identity of the person, who the person wants to become, okay? And gathering evidence that I am becoming this new person that I want to be. And I actually found that that's one of the ways, not the only way, but one of the ways that can overcome imposter syndrome. Because you're basically convincing your mind na hindi, ito ako.
pakita ko sa yung evidence na ito. And then your mind will start to believe, oo nga, I agree.
Yeah.
What are you getting from that, DJ?
JC.
JC.
Gusto ko yung yung identity-based coaching as well as yung sinabi ni DJ na evidence. Kasi that, parang may solid proof eh. Kadalasan yun lang kasi talaga yung kulang.
Yeah.
Na iba kasi kung halimbawa sasabihin mo lang sa isang tao na he's good, he deserves that. But then kung walang solid na evidence or yung proof nga na manggagaling pa rin sa kanya, then that won't be enough. So gusto ko yung yung process na nabanggit ni DJ then na 2 weeks. So yun.
Talito, tama yung JC, hindi kasi enough na isa lang session yung coaching. Actually, until kailangan niya pa, dapat nagmi-meet pa rin kayo like every 2 weeks, every week, or once a month. Di ba? Para may progress eh.
Parang ilang session yun.
Wala eh, walang limit eh. Kasi until such time na tingin mo kaya niya nang tumayo on his own. Actually, siya magsasabi mismo eh na gusto ko pa ng ganit ng session, ganyan.
Wala nang improve.
Unang-una, I don't think. I don't think walang mag-improve kasi siguro kung wala talaga mag-improve, hindi niya talaga gusto. So maybe balik ka ulit, what do you want?
Yeah.
Balik ka doon. Baka hindi yun ang gusto niya talagang goal. Hindi siya clear with that. Kasi
Lang yung gusto niya para mababaw. At hindi niya talaga sinabi yung totoong gusto.
yun. Hindi mo pa na-uncover eh. Yun. Tama. Sige, Zach. Let's move forward.
I'll just breeze through this very quickly, but this is something that you can screenshot that can help you give feedback to your advisors. I'll skip through this now. So the steps to giving feedback: number 1, ask for permission. Are you open for feedback? The second is let them give feedback first. Feedback yourself. What do you feel worked for you?
Yeah.
What do you feel can work better? Based on the result that you're talking about, right? So kunyari, sales. Ganito lang yung sales niya last month. Okay, so are you open for feedback? Feedback yourself. How would you say what worked for you last month? What do you feel can work? Okay. And then, after that, ikaw naman mismo, you will share with them what I appreciate about what you did is. And then the second, what I feel can work better for you is. And then finally, ask them, what are you learning? How do you feel about this feedback and what are you learning? So you can take a screenshot of this. It's my personal structure on giving feedback. Alam ni Jeto, lagi namin pinag-usapan niya. So yeah, that's one of the structures you can use. We'll build on this more in the coming months, no? But we'll go into the coaching, a bit of the coaching process in a moment. So that's it for me. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Zach. Wala pa natin si Zach. Ayan. Sige, type in the chat box, what are you learning so far? Tapos bago ko i-discuss yung last portion. No? Actually, hindi ko nagawa yung slides for that. Pero I'll just type na lang mabilis. Alam naman na natin. Sige lang. So type muna kayo sa chat box. Ayan. Ito mga ginagawa ko muna to. Matututunan nyo to sa next session. How to facilitate kahit minsan hindi ka prepared. So ayan. Sa activity ka. Hindi na nakikita eh.
What are you learning?
What are you learning so far?
So, diba? Sige, type in the chat box as I do this and as I prepare this. So, ito yung pinaka-generic talaga. Abo dito, yung mga nalilito rin. No? Sige. Si Karin, hindi ko pa narinig kanina. Karin, what's your biggest realization so far about about our topic for today?
Hindi, yung yung mga pagkakaiba lang ng mga mentoring, counseling, and coaching, and yun nga lagi sinasabi na parang kung sa coaching, parang ma-drain ka, yung pala kasi, although sinabi sa akin Ma'am before na hindi ka magbibigay ng solusyon eh. You need to listen and ask questions. So yung mga proper questions. So ang ganda ng realization. Parang lagi may question sa akin na, ba't mo coach, hindi ka naman ganito? So may iba talaga pala siya.
Nice.
Nalito ka sa coaching sa mentoring.
Yes. Parang akala ko, same thing.
Yeah. How about others in the chat box? What are you learning
so far in this session that we have for this morning?
Hindi mo naman...
Sige,
One
go.
of the things
Yeah.
I love about coaching is that the reality is in the next 5 to 10 years, majority of the workforce and our advisors are going to be millennials, Gen Z. Yes?
Yes.
Millennials, Gen Z. The reality is millennials and Gen Z loves coaching. Kasi nanggagaling sa kanila yung sagot. Usually, even tayo mismo, ayaw naman natin na sinasabihan tayo kung ano. Right? Parang isipin natin, hindi may way ako that I want to do. Diba? So that's why coaching is something that I love. It's because it's the future way of leading people also. Kasi nanggagaling nga sa kanila.
Siya nagsabi. Tama yun. Siya nagsabi. So dapat gawin ko.
That is empowering in a way.
Power.
In a visual way pala. Kasi mas gusto talaga ng tao na ginawa ko ito dahil inutusan ako.
Oo.
Nagawa ko ito dahil sinabi niya. Pero iba yung sinasabihin mo. Kaya ko palang gawin.
Oo.
Kasi ko alam yun na. Gaganin mo siya.
Oo. O kasi kung ano yung inisip ko, nagawa ko eh. Iba yung sinabi niya, nagawa ko. Iba yung naisip ko na ginawa ko. So next time, naisip ko gawin ko to, ito yung goal ko, magagawa ko siya ulit, di ba? There's more evidence that I can do it. So,
isang bagay yan kung matatanggal yung inggit.
tama.
Yes.
Kasi nagkataon lang talaga yun kaya niyang gawin. Ano ba yung gagawin mo yun?
Oo.
It's not anymore about gusto mo TOT kasi TOT siya.
Yeah.
Kasi magkakaroon kayo ng sarili mong kasiyahan. Maski piso lang yan nabot ko, yan ang ginusto ko. Di ba? So,
Tama.
level up ka.
Sige. Wala pa nag-type sa chat box, pero I hope that may mga natutunan kayo. Sana naririnig nyo kami.
So parang every, ano to sir?
Punta na kasi kayo dito.
Anong session nga natin ulit?
Every other week to. So parang 4 sessions kasi lagi, 4 different types. Diba? Remember the first session will be talking about the state of flow. What do we need to do to always tap into the state of flow? Second session will be leadership principles, different topics. We talk about tarito yung si Infinite Game. Probably next session we'll talk about the 4 disciplines of execution. Ganon. Different topics about leadership. Third will be coaching always. So meaning every 2 months, meron tayong nandun topic. We will practice. There will be times na wala na tayo masyadong, ito na yung lahat eh. Yung concept. Dadaanan lang natin yan. Practice lang talaga siya. O, practice na tayo.
About infinite game.
Yeah.
Kailangan siguro i-introduce natin totally, lalo na sa ating coaches.
We will. Ang goal natin actually eventually will be yung learning session will be natural. Hindi lang tayo puro mentoring manuals on how-tos. Kasi nga, the how-tos are not enough eh. So, sisimulan natin sa leaders. Soon, maybe at least once a month, yun nga, or in the mentoring Mondays, yung topic ko, di ba, yung kick-off will be like this na. Gantong klaseng topic. Kasi kailangan ka ma-empower, maniwala sa sarili. Hindi, naturo na natin ilang beses paano magbenta eh. Di ba? Ganun yun eh. Hindi na yun ang kulang. Ang kulang eh, wala silang fire, di ba? Kulang yung desire, or kulang bilib sa sarili, hindi ko ang dami. And even though, let's say, na-coach na kita before, or nakatad ka na ng training before, marami nangyari sa isang buwan na binugbog ka ulit, you took jobs of your confidence eh. Kaya napaparalyze this month, parang hindi ko na kaya, ganyan, di ba? Kailangan natin pansin din ng fire. And I believe that each and every one are great. Like, each and every one of you here, including Feby, are better than me in some point. I always believe that. May matutunan ako sa iyo. Kailangan ko lang sindihan yun. Baka lang hindi ka naniniwala. I'm glad that I had a coach. I had coaches in the past. And I have a different thing that allowed me to believe in myself more. Yun lang naman ang difference natin or ng mga TOT sa hindi TOT. Di ba? Parang ganun eh. Naniwala sila, kaya nila. Yun lang yun eh. It's beingness that we do have. Di ba? Na principle. So it's all connected. Right? Okay, sige. Yung mga nasa chat, nasa Zoom, please type in the chat box. What's your biggest learning and realization so far? Para naman alam kung nandiyan kayo. Yeah. So, I think I have 2 more things na lang. The first, let me introduce to you the basic or the generic coaching process. Sa performance coaching, ang tinuro is FOYER. Focus, outcome, explore ba yun? No? Tapos, ano, action, review. No? Parang gano'n. Yun din naman, yun din naman. Explore ba yung E? Oo, no? Oo, no? Ayun. So, ayun. But the generic coaching process is this. Grow. This is the grow model. Kasi kahit anong ke-health yan, ke-business yan, no, ito yung process eh. May kausap ka lang sa anak mo, kausap mo yung anak mo, gusto mo siyang tulungan, no? Ito yung process. Number one, what do you want? Yun talaga. Hanggat hindi clear yung goal, hindi kayo makamove forward. Maniwala ka. Diba? Kung hindi clear yung goal niya, walang mangyayari. Kaya nga, clarity is important. Clarity creates conviction. Pag clear ka, pati kung nagsalita ka, diba, may conviction. So, dapat clear ka. Number two, reality. Ano ngayon yung point mo? Nasaan ka? Naalala niyo yung drawing? What's your goal? Kailangan tignan yung point A. Sige, nasaan ka ngayon? What's your reality now? In selling, anong gusto mo ma-achieve? Kasi magkano coverage gusto mo? 20 million, magkano coverage meron ka? Point A, point B rin yan eh. Laging ganun na. Diba? So ano yung reality mo? So, where do you want to go? What's your future state? What is your current state? Diba? Ano probably mga challenges, ganyan. Diba? And then, yes, sometimes pag-uusapan yung mga challenges, but don't buy the drama. Type in the chat box, don't buy the drama. Wala kang magagawa sa drama. Pakinggan mo lang, okay yun. Pero wag sobrang haba. Diba? Wag sobrang haba. Punta ka ngayon sa options. Okay, given that situation, kasi wala nang magagawa dyan. Yan na yung reality, di ba? Reality eh. What can you do? Para makapunta ka dito sa goal mo or sa point mo. Kaya hindi ka pwedeng makamove forward ng wala. Hindi mo matatanong eh. Ano pwede mong gawin? Isa siya pupunta, wala. Hindi siya clear. Kailangan clear muna yung big I, the big man, the big woman. Di ba? Yun yung goal. Kailangan mo clarify yung goal. And then next is will. No? Or want. Ano yung gusto niyang gawin? So, what do you commit? What do you commit on doing starting today? Siya rin magsasabi. Based sa mga options niya. Okay, sige, ano yung gagawin mo? Diba? So, simple questions na lang yun. For example, okay, so by the end of this week, ano yung gagawin mo? Sige, make sure, ano gagawin mo this week? Kailan yan? Diba? And then after that, you just synthesize. No, kailangan mo i-review. Ipalista mo sa kanya ulit, sa dulo na lang. Okay, sige. So ano yung commitment mong gagawin mo ulit? Pakiulit nga. Diba? Yun yung R sa year. No, ganun din dito. Yung sa tinatanong ni Zach, what are you learning today? Diba? Ano yung biggest realization mo? Kaya nga, even in training, you will learn this in the next session. In training, when you're having a meeting, pag nagbigay ka ng training or whatever, hindi mo tanongin ano yung biggest takeaway. Kailangan mong i-close. Ganun. Kasi kailangan mo malaman na siya rin mismo ma-draw out niya. Kaya kami guys, hindi kami papayag nang hindi kayo nagtatay. Actually, ganun talaga. Kasi I have to understand if meron bang takeaway. And it's part of the process talaga. Let me just check na muna.
Ang goal is yung kagustuhan mo.
Yeah.
Oo.
What's the vision?
Parang work it out, get it. W-O-R-K.
Sabi ni Christine, ang biggest learning niya is you don't have to be an expert in the subject matter. Only the coaching process itself. So ang kailangan mong masterin yung process. Pag nakabisado mo yung process, na improve mo yung questions, that's the skill that you need to improve it. Diba? Magiging magaling ka na coach. And a coach is a great leader. Diba? So meaning in your team, even hindi ka MDRT, kunyari si Christine, si Arnold, not yet eh. Diba? Si Red, you can create a team of MDRTs. Diba? It doesn't necessarily be na si TOT, siya rin yung pinakamagaling na leader. So, diba? Hindi ganun eh. Hindi ganun. Diba?
Jordan does not to be the best coach.
Yeah.
He's not even a coach.
Not necessarily. Oo, diba? Na ganun siya yung coach. So yun. Lastly, hindi ko na isama sa slide. Hindi ko na isama. Sige, okay na ano. Okay na. Hindi ko na isama sa slide. Balik na lang ako dito sa the coach is the superstar. Okay. Sige. So, what encapsulates it all is accountability. Can you type in accountability? In the coaching process, di ba may mga body system tayo, di ba? Ganun, di ba? In the coaching process, or in this case, UM and advisor, right? The accountability body is the coach. In a way, no, in a way, kasi you will hold your coach accountable. Ito yung sinabi niya, ideally may listahan ka, di ba? And then sasabihin, di ba sabi mo ito yung goal? What happened? Na parang gano'n. Right? So, I want to take this time and opportunity to have a conversation with you leaders. Nagpo-coaching kami, yun nga, I mean, dami ko na nakausap, si Emma, si Jack, even si Carla, ganun. I have the same realization. No, and ako, actually, pinaka-na-realize ko yesterday when Jack coached me. Sabi ko, one of my goals kasi talaga is to raise Starbright. And for that to happen, leader development. So, nag-move naman eh. Meron tayong ganito training, ganyan. I want to go into one-on-one coaching. And ang isa pang missing link will be me, or is me holding you accountable to what you say you want. And and also with our agreement. I've been so lenient for the past year, for the past 1 year. Of course, maraming reason. Pandemic, ganyan, di ba? So I'm still buying the drama, actually. In your reality. Hindi makapunta rito sa office kasi malayo, etc. Yun talaga eh. No? And I also don't wanna call you out sa Zoom, no? sa meeting. I will do it privately. Right? So I'm asking permission now, moving forward, to hold you accountable because it's my failure when Starbright fails. Right? Plain and simple. When we're doing 28 producing advisors and 42 policy counts, it's on me. Ako talaga yun. Bakit? Inisip ko before kasi hindi ganun patigil yung leaders, no? Sabi ko, tapos when Zach asked me this powerful question, alam mo naman DJ as above so below. So what's your contribution to this? Diba? Yun kasi talaga eh. Yun lang ang tanong niya sa akin. Nag-uusap kami kahapon. Kasi pinaractice din namin itong topic natin today. So sabi ko, oo nga, no? One of the major reasons is I don't hold people accountable. Parang nahihiya pa ako eh. Totoo lang, nahihiya pa ako mag-call out. And at the same time, nag-iingat din ako to hurt feelings. Yun naman yun eh. Hindi lang bukod sa hiya, yung ganun. Pero na-realize ko, like when Zach asked me that, Eman asked me questions, na-realize ko that high performers wants to be called out. Right? Can you type in the chat box agree? If you agree that, first of all, if you agree that you're a high performer, diba? Second, if you agree that you like to be called out, meaning, hindi ka naman papagalitan at papahiya, iba yun. Ito yung, di ba sabi mo, gusto mo nito, ba't wala ka dito? Diba? Di ba sabi mo, gusto mo na ng, pumunta ka sa office, ba't di ka na sa office, etc. Whatever your agreement to yourself.
Actually, if you called out, it's an affirmation that you're good.
Yes.
Ibig sabihin, ang tingin sa'yo, you are not embodying the person that you are really is. Yeah. Hindi ikaw yung nakikita mo. Hindi ikaw yung career na kilala ko. Di ba? At isa lang policy, hindi ikaw yung career na kilala ko.
Iba na po.
Di ba? So that means it's affirmation.
Yes.
Tama yun. Tama yun. I like that. I like that. I like that. Tignan din yung context na yun. So, yun nga, for the past year, nangangapa ako. Parang nahihiya pa ako. At the same time, nag-iingat. I still don't know eh. Diba? And one of the reasons why is I haven't also spent one-on-one times with you enough to get to know you more. Diba? So talagang it's on me. That's one. Para ma-feel, like unlike si Rohela, hindi ko siya kausap. Mas comfortable ako.
One-on-one yan.
Oh, diba? Lagi yung mag-uusap dito. So, mas comfortable ako, bro, ganito. So, hindi ko siya pagsabihan. Ganon. So, but I will never do it in public. Yun yung sa akin. I will do it on one-on-one. Because I believe that you are special. Right? Moving forward, Starbright needs us leaders to step up. If you can see, we're drowning. The agency is drowning. We're not performing, not just the way we used to be, but who we are. Right? This is not who we are. Diba? Yun yung paniniwala ko. And it shows, it gives me feedback, or it's a feedback for me as a leader na yun nga, I'm not doing the job, I'm not holding the fort. I'm buying all the drama. Yun yung reality. I'm still buying all the drama. Si Red, magpapakasal kasi, so hindi ko masyadong pinupush, di ba? Yung ganun eh, it's on me eh. Iisip ko pag ako yung nandiyan dyan, pero yun nga eh, you are not performing the way you should be. Parang ganun. Based on your potential. Not you should be, but based on who you are. Yung galing mo, wala. Ganun. So moving forward, and again, I'm asking permission. I'm still the same DJ. I'll be more bold. No? And be more courageous to call you out. Let's be here every Thursday. Unti-untiin natin ito. No, na ako, Monday to Thursday na talaga gusto ko na pumunta rito sa opisina. Let's be here every Thursday, every leaders meeting. Let's be present. Right? Show up leaders. If you want our people to show up, let's show up as well. Ito yung mga BS na binibili ko in the past. No? Pag pumunta naman ako dito or kung sino mang leader dito, wala naman siyang gagawin, so i-design, pamasahin or whatever. I even give reasons for you eh. Hindi pa nga ikaw nagsasabi sa akin. Kaya masyado akong lenient. Ganon. Diba? Pero hindi dapat eh. Na-realize ko lang recently, sabi ko ba't ang sipag naman namin why we're not yet getting or doing things na achieving extraordinary things. And nasagot ko lang sa sarili ko, for me to achieve extraordinary things, I have to do extraordinary results. I have to do extraordinary things. So far, ang galing ko lang sa schedule, like 9 to 12, ganyan. Pag wala akong schedule ng 1 to 5, hindi pa rin ako masyado nakatutok sa gagawin ko, etc. That's why I'm not able to also check on you guys. Do the one-on-ones. So my commitment is to really give more time for Starbright. It will start
na
from
kayo,
here.
baka wala tayo ng office, na ulit-ulit ito po ulit nangyayari.
Oo, totoo yun.
Sa akin.
Oo.
Mahal ito. Sa tingin niyo pupuntahan.
Tsaka hindi enough yung 3 million na benta natin to sustain to, ano?
Para sa office.
Gano'n, no? Yun. So,
Alam niya po paano lumarong company natin is about numbers.
yeah.
Pag nakita na hindi ito profitable for them, give it to somebody else. It doesn't have to be an AIA group or an AIA agency. It can be another.
Yeah, parentahan niya na lang. Oh,
Ganun lang. Kala pa introduce natin ang digitalization, pwede ka sa bahay. So,
Yeah.
I'm ready myself. Ahead lang ako mag-isip siguro.
Yeah.
Namnamin nyo na ito. Kaya Monday nga, baka nandito kami ng mga active teammates ko para sa MM natin.
Yeah, tsaka fat lang tayo sa Monday, definitely. No, fat lang tayo sa Monday, so hako tayo.
Siya.
Ano? So yun lang, no? I will start on myself. I will commit more days, especially in the office. Minsan iniisip ko, half day lang naman, kaya ko naman gawin yung meeting sa bahay. So I also have that BS. No? Ganon. So, but moving forward, hindi eh. Pag nandito ako, you will force yourself to work more and be more productive, di ba? Yun eh. I will probably do things that hindi ko ginagawa before, like yun yung recruitment. Maghanap talaga ng mga tao gusto ko recruitin. Na pwede bang recruitin? I'm not giving time for them enough. Ganon. So, the first things first, dapat the leader should show up here in the office once a week. Ganun ang gawin natin. Diba? And then I will have conversations with you, like for example, there are people that I think si Neil wala dito. So I wanna also talk to Neil. Ano ba yung direction niya? Para masabi ko sa kanya that he needs to attend every leaders meeting as well. No? So it's a clarity in terms of expectations. Again, what do you want? Diba? Yung goal. It will always be dependent on your goal. And then ang role ko lang is to help you reach the bigger you. At the end of the day, ikaw naman mag-benefit. Diba? Pag lumakas yung team mo, lumakas yung business mo, etc. Right? So, are you excited?
Yes!
Right, step up na tayo kasi, di ba, balik tayo sa dati. Gigil na rin talaga lahat.
Si Brotero, maraming BS yan. Buy and sell.
Buy and sell agreement. Okay, sige. So, let's take a picture. And thank you sa time ninyo today. Let me just stop the sharing and recording.
Nakakamiss na malit na yung COG.